Sandra Crathern, Inner Vision, talking about health and wellbeing today. This is my third attempt at this, which is quite rare, as you most probably know. And the last one I looked at and I thought, oh, it's just going on, and it's sort of a bit of drivel, really, a bit of drivel. So what would I like to share to encourage people today? I think the not feeling good enough and our lives not being good enough in some way is a theme that I think the world suffers with a little bit. Certainly I can go into that place periodically of things aren't good enough and I'm not good enough. And I'd like to let it go, and I'd like to see the world let it go more. Because if I'm in a place of I'm not good enough, or my husband's not good enough, or my life isn't good enough, or somebody else isn't doing something that's good enough, then it just brings me a lot of dis-ease and unhappiness and lack of joy, really, rather than being in the present moment and accepting everything the way it is and looking at what I can do, what choices have I got in different areas. And I think it's always wonderful to improve oneself. But I'm always good enough. You know, even when I look back at my life and think, really, those are the choices I made, were they great? But I did the best I could at the time and I was good enough. And I'm still good enough. It's not always dependent on how I perform in the world. As a human being, I have a right to be here. So, this is the third time I've really shortened it. The others seem to be a bit sort of elongated. So, what's my message today? My message is that you are good enough and that I am good enough and that our lives are good enough. And we have choices to make improvements if that's possible. Working with coaches or counsellors or anybody really that can help you, or setting some actions of your own is always very wonderful. I think to start to self-reflect and look at ourselves. But bottom line is I think we're all good enough and we all need to accept that we are and then live up to our full potential. So I hope you have a great week.